Hello and welcome back to my channel. Here's your latest video to help you thrive and shine at work and in life. So in this week's video I'm going to share with you my 5 tips to help you delegate with success. So if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you're a very busy person. Obviously not so busy that you don't have time to spare to watch one of my videos, but you might be in a management role, you might be working increasingly longer hours, and maybe you feel like you're not achieving much. You know, your nose is just here, just above the water. You might be struggling to fit everything in that you need to do, and sometimes you find yourself playing catch up over the weekend or maybe kind of into the midnight hour. Does that sound a bit familiar? Well, fret no more, my friend, because in this video I'm going to share with you the secrets of successful delegating. But before we dive any further into this video, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you'll get a new video from me filled with psychology-based tips to help you thrive and shine in work and life. I'm Hayley Lewis, I'm a business psychologist, and I've helped thousands of managers and leaders over the last 20 years gain confidence, increase their motivation and take their performance and the performance of their team to even higher levels. So look, overworked and stressed managers are the people that I typically work with and help, and most often when we investigate the root causes of the pressure, we find one of the main things is an inability or reluctance to delegate. And this might be for a number of reasons. You know, if that sounds like you might have delegated work in the past only for it to have gone horribly wrong, and then you're left to kind of pick up the pieces and it's added to your already existing burden. Or you might just think it's simply easier and faster for you just to do the thing yourself. Or, you know, truth be told, you just might not trust your team enough to do a good enough job. But by not delegating, not only do we disempower our staff, so we're taking away an opportunity for them to learn and gain valuable experience, we're kind of disempowering ourselves as managers. So whether I'm coaching one-on-one or I'm doing group coaching with a group of managers, or I'm running a workshop, one of the most common things I find is that delegation is mentioned as a kind of a catch-all thing, a homogenous thing. You either delegate or you don't. And a lot of people talk about delegation as an either-or approach. You either hand over a piece of work or you don't. And it's actually a bit more nuanced than that. In their book, which is brilliant by the way, Linda Hill and Kent Lineback, in their book Being the Boss, the 3 imperatives for becoming a great leader, they talk about the different levels of delegation, and they suggest that there are 3. So level 1 delegation is where it's actually low delegation and you retain high levels of control, and that's best used with someone about to do work that they've rarely or never done before. So essentially you do the work and the person closely observes and makes notes on their observations. Level 2 delegation is where there's moderate delegation and moderate levels of control retained by you, and that's best used with someone who has some experience, and they should be ready to act on their own, and you just need to make sure you're accessible and available for them to check in and talk stuff through with. And then there's level 3, which is high levels of delegation, so you're letting go, and low levels of control from you, and that's best used with someone who's actually demonstrated to you they've got the competence and the confidence needed to do the piece of work that needs to be done, and you'll only really be involved if and when you're needed. And so underpinning these 3 levels are clear communication and clear boundaries. So here are 5 things you can do in order to use each of the 3 levels of delegation effectively. So number 1 is know what is needed. Be really, really clear on what needs to be achieved and then explain this to the person that you're delegating to. Number 2, know your people. Match the person to the task. For example, there might be someone in your team who has a development need around business writing and you need a report to be written. Number 3 is have a quality conversation. The emphasis here is on quality. Simply emailing and saying, please do X, or having a 2-minute conversation where you're passing someone in the corridor simply isn't enough, and it definitely isn't good enough. So set aside some time to discuss and agree what needs to be done, outline what success looks like, and any issues they need to be aware of. Ask the person to feedback their understanding of what is needed by when, and make clear the support that you're going to offer them, and ask them what support they think they need. Number 4, be clear on the rules of the game. So this includes whether or not you want to be updated at various points, and if so, how often and in what way. And one of my own rules when I managed a team, and if any of them are watching, they'll remember this, was no surprises. And so no matter how scary the issue was, it was far more important to give me an early heads up, so we'd have time to kind of sort the situation out. And underpinning that is kind of creating a psychologically safe environment where it is okay to speak up. And number 5 is learn from the experience. So allocate some time once the task is completed to have a discussion with the person. What do they think went well? What could they do differently next time? If they were teaching someone else the same thing, what advice would they give? This is also an opportunity for you to think about your learning. What did you do well that enabled the delegation to work? And what would you do perhaps differently next time? So why not download my free checklist, which will help you successfully delegate. And this checklist helps everyone involved be crystal clear about what's expected. And you can access the download in the link I've provided in the details section of this video. And hey, did you like this video? So if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Were there any of the tips that resonated? Had you heard of the 3 levels of delegation before? If so, I'd love to know your thoughts, so pop them in the comments box below. And you know what I'm going to say, I say it every week, you have a lot of wisdom to share. So do you have any tips to help other managers delegate well? If so, pop your thoughts in the comments box below so others can learn from you. And if you've not already subscribed, I'll try not to be too devastated. If you've not already subscribed, what's stopping you? Click the bell and you'll get a fresh video from me first out the gate every Friday to help you thrive and shine at work. So I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you next Friday.